Welcome to episode 1 of Intimidatingly Funny. With us today is
Mark.
Hank.
I'm Andrew.
And as always, I'm your host, Jared.
Co-host.
Co-host. Okay, Mark and I are co-hosts, but you know.
So why are you the one doing the internet video, not Mark?
I'm just saying, it's not an interview.
Sorry.
I do the introduction.
That's the word.
Well,
Congratulations. How much have you had to drink, Hank?
Yeah.
This is my second beer.
Because I have
Really
the
fun.
face for radio. So why not let me really expound on my talents?
Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Sound.
Yeah, expound?
No, you
Expound?
said extend.
See, I feel like it's like the argument of like, what's best, first or last billing, or whatever. So as long as one of us get the first and last billing, we're okay.
You literally only want first billing.
Why only first billing? Better billing. wait,
I'll take buildings.
I'm thinking like any like Saturday Night Live or anything like that. They do like the generic intro of here's all the cast and everything. I never pay attention to the people in the middle.
No.
You only pay attention to like the first name that pops up, and then the last name is like and special guest
Yeah.
like Will Ferrell, and it's like Will Ferrell's in this.
You want first billing unless like they do something like that where it's like and special guest like at the end. If you have something to distinguish you at the end, you want last billing.
Mhm.
But otherwise, you want first billing because that's the only one you're going to remember.
Okay then.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen like an entire episode of
Saturday Night
SNL.
Live.
I've only ever seen like 2 skits.
After
Yeah,
about midnight, the first musical performance, it generally goes downhill.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
That's a general rule of thumb.
The
been
only
that way
one
for
I can actually
40
remember.
years.
I can remember 2. One is the Celebrity Jeopardy, and the other one is the one where Peyton Manning was doing the ballet dance.
I was going to say...
See, but those are all skits though. That's not even a full
Yeah,
episode.
if you want
It's
a
not,
good
but those
full
are the only
episode-
skits I can remember.
An older one is the Peyton Manning one. One that's more recent, when John Mulaney was on.
Oh, yeah, that
Because he used to be a writer for him.
Yeah.
So, like, his is pretty entertaining throughout because, one, not only did he get to be on the other side of, like, people are interviewing him for skits, he also wrote a couple himself while he was doing it.
Yeah. The reason I know the Peyton Manning one is because back in grade school, I actually had to...
He was your very own action toy.
Yes, exactly that. No.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I
commercial?
do!
I was actually Peyton Manning in a play in 8th grade. I had to get up and do that dance.
Oh,
I was gonna say, what
back
play?
up real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
What
All right,
play
reverse.
are you in?
What- yeah,
that you're
what is this
imitating?
play?
My 8th grade talent show, it was...
What?
Okay, this is not
Okay,
a play.
play or
No, okay.
The story's falling apart in your head.
Alright, it is. But all of each class did their own thing. So my 8th grade class decided to pull together and do a whole bunch of SNL skits.
Okay.
And they chose me as the star of the Peyton Manning ballet dance skit. So I got up there with one of my friends, and I completely embarrassed myself in front of all of these people, and nobody got a video of it.
Yeah.
Nobody
Sure.
got a video. But I can tell you that I was entirely fantastic. One of the greatest things
See,
ever.
I kind of wish you would have
bribing
done...
did you have to do to get not a video?
Yeah.
Well, actually, there was a video, but it got destroyed in the house fire.
All right.
Damn, you're serious about not being embarrassed.
He didn't tell you how the fire started.
It might have actually been a tornado. I think it was a tornado.
Some natural dude,
yeah.
a tsunami in the middle of Kentucky happened out of nowhere.
Hey,
There was an accident at the house.
well, the house was destroyed.
See, I wish you would, instead of the ballet one, go with what Mark was talking about, of they had a skit of Peyton Manning, your very own life-size action toy.
Do you remember
And so-
the theme song?
I'm not...
Peyton Manning, your very own action toy, personal quarterback.
He's all yours!
No,
And so it's him,
never
like,
heard that.
striking like he's about to throw, and it's,
Well, it's
this
like-
life-size box, and so they open it up, it's a bunch of kids, and so you see him, like, pump fake, see a kid open, and then he throws full strength, just nails the kid, and he falls down, and it keeps going a bunch of this stuff, he's like, why are you crying? Just catch the ball!
You know, I think I have heard of it. I have seen that.
One way a kid's running, goes to the porta potty, he just slams.
This is such a great commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
See, that's what I was hoping you were gonna do. Like, you just see people in the audience and bag them with a football.
No, I can't throw a football. Are you kidding?
You can barely even throw a baseball.
It's too round for
He could
me.
even throw a
I can
game
only-
if he wanted to.
I can only throw egg-shaped balls.
So now
And
what do you
cut
say?
that bit out.
Alright.
Cut it out.
Were you Joey from Full House
Yeah,
now? Doing the
Someone has
classic
to be.
hand signals.
Sometimes
What?
you find them under your couch cushions.
Why are footballs shaped like eggs, though?
Because it was
It
a
makes
pig,
it more-
Wait, wasn't it a
dynamic
pig
throw.
liver or something like that?
pig
Pig
stomach.
skin? Is it his
It's-
stomach?
It was a stomach.
Yeah,
it
it
was,
just that was just like the
no.
natural.
I thought he was right. I thought it was a liver.
Well, we'll
None
fact
of
check
us
this.
know.
Well, I would
Sure.
say I have the internet at the palm of my
As
hand.
I said, let's go to production and see. Production, do you know?
Well, we can certainly figure this out.
Well, Hank, I'd like to turn to bar roll 2. If you would just like to read that for us.
Bar roll.
You spent
Bar roll run.
I
What-
literally
what
just got a piece of
first?
paper
What?
bag that says I
It's-
read good.
it's a pig's bladder. Didn't you tell us like an hour ago that law school taught you how to read?
If bartender is wrong, see rule 1.
Hey, what's rule 1?
Bartender is always right.
Okay, so my house, you're drinking my beer, so I guess I'm bartender.
That's
Feels like a stretch.
alright.
Hank, look at me. Do I look like I stretch?
Don't look like a bartender.
How's it? Wait, what did I get you?
No, you're
There's
supposed to be cleaning
napkins
a
mean
glass,
nothing.
not a table.
No, get your napkin out of my drink.
Get your drink out of my napkin. It's all wet. I don't want it anyway.
Did you ever see the Family Guy skit of like it was like two guys driving, one eating chocolate, one eating peanut butter.
Yes.
They head-on collision.
I'm also Reese's. What's the problem here?
You know, that was actually
chocolate in my peanut butter.
Based off of-
butter in my chocolate.
it was based off of a really old commercial
Yeah.
for Reese's.
Wait,
No,
what?
did you see? There was
Yeah.
a.
That was based on another commercial from like way back when.
Did you see? It was like a recent Family Guy episode. Like when I say recent, like it was like season 16. I think we're on like 18 now. Where they do a reference to no commercial, and they're like, "I'm gonna be honest, no one will know this reference." So they play you the actual commercial that they're referencing later in the episode, so that you get the reference and everything.
It's incredibly helpful.
Well, with it, they're like, all right, so we're gonna play the actual episode, and like they show the whole commercial, like exact frame by frame that the Family Guy just did, and then it cuts to Peter in director chair. It's like, see, it's funny now, you'll understand it, and everything, because it's like a commercial from like the 50s, so it's like no one remembers it.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just did that.
What?
You said what season of Family Guy we're at. You just dated this episode. Now this episode's only relevant for a certain amount of time. It's supposed to be ageless, Mark.
Ageless?
Ageless. Well, no, because we want this podcast to be anywhere from 0 to 100. You don't know how old it is.
Wait, time out. We're going to 500.
500.
Oh, I did have a question. Hank, you mentioned something about getting a slip of paper that says you know how to read.
Yes.
Yeah, it just says I know how to read.
Good.
I can read good.
I can read
G-U-D.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is relevant or not.
Do
I
you-
once got a piece of paper from I got a doctor's note that said I had issues. Does that
I mean,
is
I
that
could
relevant?
have told you that. I don't think you need a doctor's note for it.
I don't need a doctor to know that.
I read good, yeah.
Who did you get this paper from?
A professor.
How do you
professor.
how do you know he was a professor? Did he have armor on?
What?
No, he had the generic sports coat and glasses.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I want to get what's the armor?
Okay, in Game of Thrones, wait, they're talking about
There's
knights.
professors in Game of Thrones?
No, they're talking about
I don't
knights.
know why you're
How do you
looking at
know
me.
how he's a knight? Well, he had armor on. And then Gendry comes and he's like, tell him about the fight.
Hold on, no spoilers.
It's season 1. At this point, you're far behind.
Well,
Literally
you just
this-
dated the episode again.
Once
No,
the
'cause I
series is
went
over.
back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once the series is over.
Yeah, so actually you dated the episode.
But is the series over?
It could be.
What do you mean?
As long as we're not spoiling anything for anybody who might.
I'm just saying
go way
Jon
back.
Snow dies in the end.
You don't even watch Game
I
of
know,
Thrones.
exactly.
You've never seen an episode.
No, false. I saw the first episode and half-ass watched the second episode.
You made it fun.
The 2 parts I remember is Bran getting pushed out the window,
Because it has sex.
and then Darius Targaryen getting nailed in the ass by the mountain, I think.
So just a lot.
Because it has sex.
Yes.
Okay, the mountain.
That's
You were like 50%, and then you started inaccuracies.
Wait, was she getting nailed by Aquaman? Jason Momoa?
Yes,
She was, but that was...
but he's not the mountain.
I thought he was the mountain in Game of Thrones.
No. The mountain
No.
is the mountain.
Okay.
Like that's his actual like nickname in real life.
Oh, is
Mountain.
it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought he only got that because he was the mountain in Game of Thrones.
Well, now we got all of our system. Welcome to episode 1.
It's just how like Mark said that because it's like no context. So here's what happens in Game of Thrones. Aquaman just jumps right out of the sea, right out of the ocean, nails Daenerys.
I mean,
That's the whole episode.
I mean, that's really the only important plot points that I remember from episode 2.
Man,
So.
you know there's a lot more.
And she got dragon eggs. I remember that too.
You're pretty much caught up.
Yeah.
That's about all you need to know about Game of Thrones.
So Mark and I went to see How to Train Your Dragon 3
Already?
this afternoon. Yeah,
It came out already.
and I will tell you what.
Man, date this episode.
No, I just said we watched it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that yes, it happened after it came
No,
out.
I
Well,
dated this episode.
they're saying already,
Yeah.
so you can assume that it was a recent event.
No.
Fine, I'm done.
You know what? Cut
Cut
it.
the cut.
Just cut it. None of this is in the podcast.
Well,
What do we want to start over?
Welcome to Intimidating.
Whoa! I got the face for radio. Welcome to episode 1 of Intimidatingly Funny. With us, as always, is our co-host
Hank.
and Cut. They don't know your voice yet, Mark. In 5 episodes, yeah, have a blast.
I feel like that was the point.
I feel like this is gonna be like an outtake that Mark's gonna stick at the end and just keep trying. Guys, it's an intro. Let's just do it right, please, one time.
You're gonna be crying.
It's 1:30 in the morning. We haven't talked about anything.
Well, I remember in episode 0, I texted him. I was like, dude, you gotta stop saying at the beginning of like every sentence and everything. He joked, it's like, yeah, at the end of the podcast, I'm just gonna supercut every single he said in the whole podcast.
If you had like changed it to
No, that's so much work. I'm not gonna. I'm
that's why we
lazy.
need interns.
Yes.
If you're interested in being an intern, send your resume.
So
they
Hank,
don't pay very well.
You will be hired. No pay.
so Hank, what are you doing this next week?
Next week.
I was making a joke that you're our new intern and we need you to edit this.
I don't know if we want to hang
I can't read.
We also want closed captions on YouTube. So if you want to listen to it and type out every single thing we're saying.
That actually doesn't sound that bad.
All right, so Hank, you got a new job now for the podcast.
I mean, YouTube does it anyway for us, but we'd rather you do it.
Oh,
We want to do work
twice.
twice. That way we can hold it up and see if it's right.
See, we mostly want you to double check YouTube.
My favorite thing would be, like, if you guys said anything, like the old joke, Hank's gay, I ain't gay. Literally, I wouldn't even, like, put Hank's gay in the caption, just, I ain't gay.
And,
all the listeners,
and this is our guest star, Hank. I ain't gay. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, but moving on.
I imagine like Hank's in the middle of doing them, like halfway through, we say something that was got cut from the podcast, and he's like, and just like as we're talking, the captions do not match what we're talking. He's like, so at this point, Mark decided to cut out that I was talking about a very important point, so I'm just gonna tell you here and now in the captions. And everything. I'm just letting you know now, this is not matching the audio whatsoever.
I think we should go back and record parts of it. So like we have Hank saying I ain't gay.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, so I was going to the supermarket the other day, cut him in, I ain't gay. Good for you, Hank. But anyway, I was at the supermarket.
Dude,
Seemed a little offensive there.
Dude, at the intro, where it's like, I'm Hank. I ain't gay. Neighbor, like didn't fit the tone or anything.
If we ever come up with nicknames, you have to do all of them just like that.
Fun stuff.
Speaking of nicknames,
Nick is a name.
it is a name, yeah.
You're not wrong.
No, I It's been ages since we've gone out, and I really want to do AKA. Once in my life.
Dude, I thought about doing it at that bar for Andrew's birthday when you were talking to that one like old ass lady.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, see what you need to
Well, I
understand.
looked at Ashley and I think it was Danny. I think also you. And I was like, oh my god, right now would be a perfect AKA game. But I was in the very middle of the booth to where I couldn't easily leave, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do the work to try to leave the booth to do this.
So for listening at home, you might not know what the AKA
Oh, yeah.
game is. It's so, being a good wingman, you go up with your buddy, you introduce him to a girl. You're like, for example, hey, this is Hank, AKA Pillow. And now it's all on, and then you leave, and of course...
No, you don't leave. You stay there and egg Hank on why his nickname is Pillow and why he should explain the story.
See, I feel like, in my experience, the girl will turn and be like, so why do they call you Pillow?
I just want to hear
Well, no.
Hank explain.
Well, no, you don't have to. What it is whenever someone like your wingman comes up and does that to you, you know he's doing the AKA game. So even if she doesn't care, now you have to explain
Let's
why he called you Pillow.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do a little scenario. Mark, I'll be your wingman. Hank, would you like to be the lady?
I would love to be the lady.
All right. Hey, excuse me,
Dude,
ma'am.
I got the hard part of the show.
Dude, man, I'd like to introduce you to my friend here. This is Mark Al Dente Pasta.
It sucks. I don't know what al dente means.
It means you made a dent into the pasta.
No, it's better than I hoped. So, Hank asks the girl, please proceed.
Oh, so why do they call you al dente pasta?
Well, you see here. We see, me and my friends, we love Olive Garden and everything like that. Olive Garden is obviously famous for their pasta and everything. And I got to the point that like the waitress is coming up and she looked at me like, "What do you want to order?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, I don't know pastas." And everything like that. And so we had our friend Dante there. And I look at Dante, I look at the waiter, I go, the El Dante pasta. And she looked at me with the most confused look that like this pasta exists and she does not know what it is. And so it got into a 5-minute conversation of me trying to explain exactly what El Dante pasta was to this waitress at Olive Garden. That of course it's on their menu because I'm suggesting it. It's not on their menu. And I ended up getting just a chicken Alfredo instead.
So I'm going to go ahead and invite anyone watching on YouTube. Go ahead and put in the comments what you think Mark thinks al dente is. We will pick the funniest ones and read them on a future podcast.
I think we did leave out one very important aspect of the AKA game.
The girl?
No, you're not supposed to just like make up a story. It's supposed to be a story that somehow makes you more attractive or more interesting.
Well, you use the Olive Garden.
Well,
it's obviously
Yes,
culture.
I roll with my mistakes.
Hank, would you say...
This way you know he's in for the long haul.
I'm there for the commitment. You know I will stay with you at least for 10 minutes of the conversation, realizing halfway through I'm screwed, and then just keep going with it.
Would you say you feel more attracted to Mark now?
No.
Well, see, I feel
Mark,
like you're
That
trying
bone
to
in your
use
pants fetch is
the
different.
conversation in your story matches the conversation you just had with this girl. Both were painful to listen to, and we're glad they're over.
So what's your number?
You look like
6.
a 2, maybe a 3,
Oh!
That's hurtful.
but accurate. I don't know.
What's his name?
We don't have a pin. Goddamn, Hank, I was gonna do a pickup line on you, and I was hoping it was gonna work.
Well, whatever your pickup line is.
Okay, we got a pen. All right, can I rip this real quick? Is this anything important?
No, it's just to renew the lease. Of
All right.
my current address, of which I won't be here any longer.
It's like, I got this. Yeah, of course your pen does not work.
Man,
Have you tried having a working pen?
This is great for an audio podcast.
I was gonna say
by the way.
visual effects go up. So
How
now
about
I'm
a
gonna
pencil? I've got pencils.
I'm gonna show you guys a magic trick.
I literally have a pen in my pocket.
You
but
know-
I want to see
you
how
know,
far Mark goes with this.
This is not working whatsoever.
You know what?
Because I need the
Yeah,
pen
I
to
bet-
jam work.
Of working. pen I use for class.
Literally,
No.
all of us are holding pens
Right here.
except
No,
for Mark
really-
right here.
Really shitty. There you go, Hank.
What's it say?
What's it
Read
say?
it out loud. He scribbled something on a piece of paper.
No, he
It's
didn't.
a line.
Yeah.
It's a line.
It's my best
That's
pickup
a
line.
pickup
I
line.
mean, you did pick it up.
Ah!
You accepted his pickup line.
All right, you gotta give him your best one too.
Now,
Right
now,
back.
Now we're going on a date.
All of my best pickup lines are not appropriate.
All right, let's hear it.
They're all stolen from the internet.
What else do you steal things
We're
from?
on the internet.
Yeah.
Alright,
This is where we're
my best pickup line, the only pickup line that I've actually told to a girl and has been told, actually, no, I would have dated you if you said that.
I'm gonna.
So I'm
Well,
guessing
what-
it didn't work then
It
on the
did
girl.
work. It did work.
Because you didn't
So
say
the
it.
line is, dang, girl, are you my appendix? 'Cause I don't really know how you work, but this feeling in my stomach makes me want to take you out.
Do you say it like that too?
All right, and thank you for listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
Well, no, I told that to a redheaded friend from high school, and she said,
Oh,
was good.
okay.
Yes, that person.
The tall or short
Yes.
Because we went to high
one?
school.
Okay,
together.
okay.
I mean, some of us did,
Yeah, I know.
but not you.
Yeah, oh, dude, well, really?
I
What's funny, it's
specifically
not like
phrased
we
it
met
like
in
that to
college.
leave Mark out of the conversation.
What's really
You know, I
funny is
like
that
to
I
be
can't
included
even
sometimes.
think of which one they're talking about. I
That's
think I
That's
sad.
high
did.
school. That should be
We had a
realized.
graduating class of what,
It's
80,
obviously-
84?
88.
It's obviously Katie.
That's actually a good guess because there's like 3 Katie's.
There were like 3 Katie's.
He's throwing
No,
that.
no, Hank, it's the most generic girl name. Ashley.
Well, did he know?
So for context in this,
Oh, you were gonna tell it.
yeah, I'm gonna tell the story. So
Another time.
So we used to go bowling every single Thursday, and afterwards we were leaving bowling, and there was these two relatively attractive girls. Just
Relatively attractive.
yes, relatively attractive.
For bowling alleys, they were
Yeah.
they were
Hank.
alright.
I thought there were relatives who were attractive. This is a
Maybe-
new phrase for me.
we are in Kentucky, but as we were leaving, we noticed these two girls, and I forgot. Like we're walking through the car, and didn't Hank mention?
He
or
went
so-
back inside.
So no. So someone mentioned about like flirting with them or picking them up or whatever, and then Hank's like, "I'll go back and do it." And then I was like, "All right, I will go with Hank as proof he is going to go there and try to pick up these women."
It was a train wreck.
And-
Biggest train wreck I've ever been a part of.
And so we awkwardly walk back into the bowling alley. I look at Hank and I'm like, "All right, so what you gonna do?" And then so Hank walks up and is like, "All right, so I got a question for you guys. Me and my friend here are debating about what the most generic girl name is. And we wanted your opinions on it." And they go, "Okay, what are your names?" And then so Hank says, I think Ashley?
I think I said Ashley.
And then they turn and look at me and I'm like, "Oh shit." And I'm like, they're expecting me to say something. And I think I say like Chelsea? And then they go and like look at each other and go, "Her name is Chelsea." And then we like laugh, haha, and he goes, "Okay."
I guess
and then
that's it.
turn and walk
I didn't have a follow-up to that.
But it's also, you guys probably could have got their names pretty easily. You're in a bowling alley. What's the first thing you do once you get to your bowling lane? Everyone types their name in.
We talk,
Unless they're us.
You put in a
Yes,
bowling
We
putt.
never once typed our
Obviously.
name. We had a different name every time we went. What was it?
Bowling
Kim
pal.
Possible.
Nay, it was Sir Bowling Pal. And
The Pinisher.
the finisher. Everybody
and
had a
punishment.
different pun every week. It's,
Cincinnati.
there was one time we did
Ron Possible.
what was it? Mark and the Fuzzy Cats or something?
Marky
Marky
Mark.
Marky
the-
Mark and the Funky
Mark and the
Bunch.
Funky Bunch. That's what it was.
Okay, we're definitely keeping that thing.
How do you get that wrong?
I mean, they are like pretty much the
Because I'm
same
like
band.
fourth
Mark and the
grade, remember?
Pussycat Dolls. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
How do you get Mark Wahlberg mixed up with the Pussycat Dolls? You can't.
I've only had 4 bourbons.
Well, it's time for another one. I finished my drink.
Yeah, you can go get another one.
Yeah, that felt weird.
I don't know.
Walking away.
I feel like that's the bartender's job.
You guys carry
to
the
get him
podcast. I'll
another
be back
drink.
in 2 minutes.
All right, everyone, lift up the podcast. We'll now symbolically carry it away from Mark.
I'm just saying. I think it's the bartender's job.
I know, right?
I'm just saying.
Can I steal another Coke?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Just saying. If you want to be right, you gotta be the bartender.
I mean, I'm always right.
But you ain't making him a drink. So you
No,
ain't,
'cause
you
he's
ain't
getting
right because
something
he's the bartender.
He's my barkeep. He just transports the drinks.
To himself.
To himself.
Will you be my barkeep?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, see? He's my barkeep.
Isn't
Hank, you get to be the barmaid.
Here's what you don't understand. Barkeeps are great people. They can carry heavy stuff, they can refill things, but just don't ask them to, like, pour you a beer, open a bottle, or hand you a
anything.
water.
I would
Whoa,
want- I
I'm
would
just a
want
barkeep.
them to do.
I'm just a bar back. I don't... That's
That's
ooh,
the word.
Maybe in a couple of years. But
That's the word, barback. Because I was gonna say, I think a barkeep is actually like the bartender. I think
Well,
a
I've heard-
barback is what you.
I've heard both.
Okay,
so.
wait. Stupid question. What's a bar bag?
A
You
bar
do all
back.
the like manual work for me.
You move all the drinks.
Like you make sure that there's beer in the cooler.
Yeah.
You make sure that
okay.
if
like
the,
a keg goes out.
Stop.
You go.
You tap the keg.
Like manual work. I was imagining like sliding the drinks across the bar. I was like, oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I make the drink and be like, here, you do the fun part, and just yell, "Order up!"
But yeah, I know barback is 100% correct. I
Yeah.
think barkeep is just like like a classic sitcom or whatever. They'll walk in and like, yo, hey barkeep, make it a double or whatever, and they're talking to like the bartender. So I think barkeep's just someone.
talking
That only works
No.
if they walk in and shout, Norm! As
I
they
was
walk
saying,
in.
that's what that's You walk in, you yell,
Norm!
Norm! Immediately pour him a beer, and then you move on.
Hold on, you don't walk in and yell Norm. You walk in and everyone else yells Norm.
Yes, even though your name's not Norm. It's just awkward.
No, they're like, hey, it's normal for this guy to come in.
How
That is-
big was Norm's tab? Like,
they
do
they
you
gave-
actually know that?
there
No,
is
they reference it a couple of times. They don't
Yeah.
ever tell you a number, though.
no, there is one episode they actually tell you a number.
Yeah.
I only
It's
know
gotta
that.
be huge.
I only know this because Cracked tried to figure out how much beer
They
Norm
do.
drinks.
Yes.
And so there's one episode where they tell him a number. They tracked how much time had passed because, like, in an earlier episode, like 2 years before that or whatever, they cleared his bar tab. So it's like in 2 years he racked up like I don't know, like $1,800 in beers. So it's like
That's it?
Yeah, that's not as bad because that's 200 beers.
in like 1980s money.
Oh, okay.
But
But still like 19.
well, because even to the point of like Norm didn't have a job for the longest
Yeah,
time. He was
yes.
like, yeah, just put it on my tab.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the dream right there. I want a bar that's got a bartender that listens to me as much as Sam, and the whole bar is
I
just
wanna-
happy to see me.
It's American dream. White picket fence, chicken in every pot, and a bar tab that you never have to pay.
Oh my gosh. We should buy a bar.
We should buy a bar.
didn't Norm pay it? But like $5 at a time, like. But but then order $10 of drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, he pay it off.
Yeah.
Making a down payment.
I missed that show. I couldn't get into Frasier.
I never watched Frasier either.
I never tried.
I watched the first episode. I was like, eh.
The only reason I started Cheers was because
You got me to Cheers.
I watched all of Friends and I hated the ending so much. It pissed me off. I spent so much time for such a shitty ending. And I was like, I think I literally turned to whoever was in the living room at the time. Was like, wow,
It was me.
I
that was
Hank raised his hand
yeah.
without saying anything. It's like, yeah, Hank, everyone
and
knows.
so like as like I was just like I can't like as I was trying to put words into it, I just pulled up the search and started Cheers. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, I need a good ending. It's like, there's like 11 seasons, right? I need a good ending. And I started watching Cheers.
Watched probably 40 or 50 episodes of it.
Okay, so fun fact. I wonder if Jared didn't know this. So you know Cliff Clavin in Cheers, the mailman?
Yeah.
He's in every single Pixar movie.
Really?
What?
He is a voice in every single. He's Han in Toy Story. That's like his most well-known
Yeah.
one.
I knew that one.
And everything. I don't ask me the name right now. What else he was?
Who
in.
is he in Bug's Life?
You know what? I'll Google. Just
come on, take a guess.
I don't.
Pick a name.
He's
Petey.
the fat
He's Petey.
caterpillar.
Nope, he was Petey, the cockroach guy who ran the
Ran the
Thinking of
circus.
ants.
ran the circus.
I think you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's right.
I-
I think the butterfly guy was whoever's that the truck and cars was.
Mater?
No,
No,
that was
the-
Larry the Cable Guy.
No, the
The semi.
yeah.
Oh, Mac.
Mac, yeah. And
Yeah,
the
he
only
was
reason I know
Mac in
that-
Cars,
He was
yes.
Mac in Cars?
Yes, he was.
So wait, this guy's the Yeti in Monsters Inc.?
Yes, he
So
was.
Incredibles 2, he's the Underminer.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Coco, he's Juan Ortondixina.
Actually-
he's Mac in Cars.
I was just
Finding
thinking about
Dory, he's Husband Crab.
Husband
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Good Dinosaur,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Earl. Inside Out, he's Fritz. He's in every single Pixar movie, just as some voice.
How,
no matter
how, do you, how do you
minor.
get that gig?
I have
what do
no
you do?
idea.
certain people...
Suck a dick?
Well, no. Certain companies...
Don't disrespect him like that.
Certain...
Sorry, 2 dicks at once?
Yeah, in Monsters University, he was the Yeti.
Well, he was the Yeti Monsters
so-
Inc. too.
Well, I just go down his IMDb, so it's whatever shows up first.
But no, actually, because I just watched a Cinema Sins does like their videos of Everything Wrong With. I just watched the Everything Wrong With the Good Dinosaur, and I was like, oh,
A lot,
I
except for
told-
the graphics.
I totally
Yeah.
forgot that movie existed. That is a rare miss for Pixar.
Well, they put so much money into the production of like the graphics that
I forgot the story.
well, this
They forgot the story. The
the
dinosaurs
story was
looked
there, it just wasn't
weird.
developed.
Yeah,
It was
that's fair.
Like it's like they stopped writing 3/4 of the way through.
it was a
and just never-
halfway done Lion King.
Yeah.
What? He's raising like a human dog? Question mark.
The central story though is what's his name? The little dinosaur losing his dad dinosaur.
Yeah. No, that happened at the beginning of the movie
Yeah.
because he loses like.
When
his
does
family.
Mufasa die in Lion King?
Are you saying?
Mufasa dies?
Are you saying?
Hey, the movie hasn't even come out yet. Spoiler.
Are you saying that any like animated movie where the father dies at the beginning is just like Lion King?
Yeah, Bambi.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah, exactly. But it wasn't the mother who died at the beginning?
No.
Well, yeah, but the father was
Hold
already
up.
dead.
No.
Right.
What I'm saying is any story where the father dies in the beginning and the son carries the guilt of his father's death throughout as a main point of the movie is just like Lion King, which is really just like Hamlet.
So like Star Wars.
No.
Oh,
The father doesn't die early in Star Wars.
depends on where you start.
Yeah. Episode 7, he's been dead for years.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Vader does mean father in German.
Totally a
All right,
coincidence.
going back to the mother dying. What Disney
we were talking about
movies-
fathers.
Yes.
you mentioned the mother and Bambi.
Yeah.
What Disney movies actually have a mother in the movie that survives through the entire movie?
Do you count Disney Pixar?
Do we count that,
Because in Inside Out, the mom and dad both are survived the whole movie.
Okay.
I was gonna say Lion King.
Do you count
Yeah.
Wally because he's a robot?
Wally.
Wow.
Does Wally even have parents?
Well, that's the
I don't
thing,
know.
dude. What do you?
I'm gonna go with a no because I can't even.
Toy Story, Andy's mom.
Gotta go with
Oh, I'm so upset that
There
we
are
made Toy Story
so
4.
many older Disney movies.
Incredibles.
Yeah.
One
But
hundred
there's not Pixar.
Okay, again, yeah, most of those are Pixar. Let's switch to
If-
just Disney
if-
animated.
yes.
101
Just
Dalmatians.
Disney.
There you go.
102 Dalmatians.
Doesn't count.
Whoa.
Treasure Planet.
Is Treasure Planet
Yes,
official
you're right.
Disney animated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
It was Disney's like biggest flop in a 2D animated movie, and after that they switched to, like 3D.
Well, no, but is it-
animated
But
is
it's a fantastic.
It's a Disney like animated
It's
original movie.
an official Disney
Yes, it
animated.
is. It's like their 46th movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
And
just making
everything.
sure of that.
Yes, it is. But it was their biggest flop. And everything.
Well,
There-
no, what
there's-
about the Black Cauldron? Black Cauldron literally
That
almost
movie
killed
was
Disney.
terrifying.
Yeah,
I loved
it's Treasure Planet. I personally love Treasure Planet. I think it's one of their best
No, Treasure Planet
and everything. But it's as a box office like production, like how much it costs to make and everything like that. It's one of their biggest like mishaps.
But it was one of the greatest movies of
oh,
all
it was
time.
fantastic.
I love that movie.
And like a live
I
action
still have the
Treasure
soundtrack.
Planet, if it ever happens,
That's one of the live actions they should
God.
actually make.
I would
Right.
love the shit out
Yeah.
of that.
Right.
But they're not gonna do it. But
No.
But no, I was talking about like the Black Cauldron. I think did a lot worse because
Yes.
literally, unless you get Ariel, Disney goes bankrupt after that movie.
yeah, true.
Even though I personally liked the Black Cauldron.
See, I didn't.
I feel a spiritual connection to Gurgi.
Yeah, see, I only remember Gurgi from that movie. He's the only relevant part in that whole movie.
I have not seen The Black Cauldron in so long.
I'm guessing Jared has not.
I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
based on your face.
You're talking about stuff, and I'm just like, whenever I hear Treasure Planet, I think of Atlantis, and I know they're not.
That's
Okay,
also
Atlantis
a great
is a
movie.
great movie too.
Yes.
Is that
I'm
actually
just saying, I know they're
Yes, it is.
different, but I feel like they're the same.
But have you ever seen Atlantis 2?
Yes.
The,
No,
the
it
animation
sucks.
quality just drops off the face of the cliff. They lost all interest
Say it was the
in
bottom of the
making a
sea.
good movie.
It's-
Yes.
I just love the phrasing. Drops off the face of the cliff.
Well, cliffs do have faces.
I just like the small little paws.
He was trying to think, he was like, Earth is too big. Just, my face is too small. Cliffs are big.
They are pretty big.
I bet I could find a small cliff.
Can you find a big cliff?
No, that depends. How large of a search radius do you have from where we are now to find a cliff?
The cliffs of insanity!
Yeah, there you go. That's a big cliff.
That is a big cliff.
I'm just imagining you're just gonna go out and find some dude named Cliff. And it's like, look, he's pretty big, isn't he?
You know, the treble cliff is bigger than the bass cliff.
Okay, we don't do musical
Cliff.
jokes here.
I mean,
Right.
Trouble Clef.
Oh,
He's
and
in trouble, too.
You may have seen it because I saw it on the funny pictures at. Did you see the? What is it?
No,
The,
I
Still on
didn't.
funny pictures.
no.
Can't even go to Reddit yet.
I go to Reddit for like, am I an asshole or something, stuff
Yes,
like that.
You are an asshole.
Yes.
You have to ask. You probably know the answer.
But no, it's what is it? What's the name of that song in like the Nutcracker?
You gotta give me way more than that, dude.
in the Nutcracker.
You gotta give me way more than that.
I know.
in the
Isn't Nutcracker
in the
about
throne of
rain?
the
They don't
king
sing,
in the
dude.
Mountain King.
Oh, see, I was thinking of. Oh my gosh.
Dang it, it got quiet and now I
Yeah,
can't.
what is it?
Something.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, you're thinking of a different song.
No, I did it wrong.
This is great for an audio
Ding,
podcast.
ding, 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 ding.
I feel like we're Mr. Krabs in this SpongeBob episode.
Is that not
beep,
just
boop,
called the
beep,
Nutcracker?
boop, boop,
Oh,
beep,
yeah.
beep, beep.
He is a robot! Beep, boo, boo, bop, boo, boo, beep.
No, I think it goes bop, bop, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep,
Wait,
boop,
where
bop, bop.
are you going with this?
Oh, anywho, someone did a, see, this is why I really need to know the song, or at least, like, you guys don't understand it. They did, like, you know that line skating thing where you can, like,
I was thinking.
Oh,
of
Line
bikes
Rider?
are- yeah,
Dance
line
of the
rider.
Sugar Plum
They did
Fairies?
they
Is
did a
that
line
Dance of
rider
the Sugar
thing.
Plum Fairies.
It's in the throne of, like, the Mountain King or something like that.
Are you trying to think of like the ding,
In the Hall of the
ding,
Mountain
ding,
King.
ding, ding, ding,
Huh?
ding, ding,
In
ding,
the Hall of the
ding,
Mountain
ding,
King,
ding.
yes.
Is that song?
Do 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 do.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. So they did that as a like a line rider thing. So he like rides on the line and like moves around to the beat of the song. So he gets faster and faster and stuff. And it starts with a treble clef and ends with whatever you call that thing at the end of a song.
An
note?
outro.
A note?
It's an outro.
No, it's you know how it's got like it's the double lines with the two circles and it's like this song's over.
The double dots mean that you repeat.
Okay, then it's not that.
So total change of subject.
So something that we might actually know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
So did you guys see that someone came up with a brilliant idea to help lower U.S.'s national debt?
What are you?
Yes, we should do it.
Well,
It's,
there's
already
several
signed.
ideas.
Already signed
so-
the petition. Already signed the petition.
So of course,
Already signed it.
someone, you know change.org. It's a website where you can put up petitions, and then like if they get a certain amount of petition, I think like isn't it like Congress or White House actually has to review it or whatever. Someone came up with a brilliant idea. We are going to sell the state of Montana to Canada for $1 trillion.
Yes.
And the explanation of why Montana? Because it's useless.
We apologize to all of our listeners in Montana.
Yeah, the whole
All
run of
four
it.
of you.
Actually, during the pilot
Welcome to
episode, one of my favorite moments was Allie came in, and I was like, "No, don't be nervous. We're going out to 25,000 people live." And she looks at Mark. She's like, "Really?" He's like, "No, we're recording." He's like, "Oh, okay. I thought, but I wanted to be sure."
Well, I say, of course not. And Jerry goes, of course we are.
Yeah.
At like the same time.
No,
All right. So what would be the merits of selling Montana.
We would get $1 trillion.
Well, I was
Would
just,
have to change the flag.
it's
You're right.
I already have my flag
Or
quota.
we could just split
No,
another state
we
in
could
two.
have
Like,
Puerto Rico then, and then we wouldn't have
Right.
to change the flag.
there you go.
right. Or we could have like North Dakota, Middle Dakota, and South Dakota.
Have you ever been in the Dakotas?
Yeah,
Yes.
There's a
they
whole
don't-
lot of nothing.
Right.
You go from Minneapolis, you hit South Dakota, you drive forever, you hit Waldrug, then you drive forever again,
Oh my
and you hit
gosh.
Mount Rushmore, and you're done. That's the
Just-
state.
Jared contacted this. Jared looked at everyone in this room like, have you ever been to the Dakotas? We've all went to a trip to Mount Rushmore together. We drove through South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Together.
We drove.
Yes, I did. I drove over 100 miles per hour on that one-lane highway. Not
Dude,
one-lane
how were you even awake at that point? You
Yeah.
were like
I was
going on
with you
0
the
hours
whole
of
time.
I'm just
sleep.
saying, one of us drove a significant portion of that trip.
Hold on, you got pulled over twice.
Yeah, I never got pulled over by the cops going over 50 above the speed limit.
It wasn't 50 above the speed limit.
I was going like 110 and like a 70.
Hold on, you didn't know how fast you were going
Oh,
because
yeah,
you broke the
Yeah, the
speedometer.
speedometer didn't go that high.
The what? The
That's-
speedometer?
Yes, the speedometer.
Speedometer. Didn't go.
You know, the odometer that tells you your speed.
No, the speedometer?
Yes.
The speedometer?
Yes.
Well. Yes, we all went to Waldrug together. It's the only thing in South Dakota.
Hey, we dug Waldrug.
We did Doug Waldrug.
I'm so pretty sure that's a drug reference. It has to be.
I still have that bumper sticker.
Well, why wouldn't you? It's a great bumper sticker.
Well, it's not on my car. Like, I just physically have it in my apartment. I don't know where to put it, but I have it.
Neither did we. That's why I was giving it to you.
Yeah.
It sat in front of Yoda for the longest time in our apartment. And
Well,
then
I-
I gave it to you.
Well, I have, like, you know, like how you guys had, like, a candy... It's a small, like, 2-foot tall Yoda that would hold a candy bowl. And so we had the...
Oh, that's what it was supposed to hold?
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
It held a knife. While we were there, it held a knife.
and we had the We Dug Waldrug bumper sticker holding it. Well, my parents bought me the same thing, but a Joker. And it's so ugly that I have it. Because you guys haven't been to my new apartment. If you go to my new apartment, look at the living room, you do not see it anywhere. It's behind the couch in the corner where you would not see it unless you're sitting on the right side of the couch and everything. And I currently have the You Dug Waldrug and holding that because I don't know where else to put it.
Put it on your bumper.
No. I'm not gonna put it on my bumper that I'm a gay porn star like other people.
I did not put that on my car.
But you
I
drove
put
around
that
with
on
it for quite a while.
You did? Only like a few hours, but everybody at work saw it because I parked right next to the
Alright,
entrance.
alright,
that
alright.
day.
Context the story. Hank, go.
Oh, okay. So, one day, I thought it would be funny to buy bumper stickers that said different things and put them on Jared's and Andrew's car.
From where? Where'd you buy these?
I bought them from Spencer's.
Okay.
Now, what's Spencer's?
Well, actually, no. Buying them from Spencer's was actually really intricate because we all went to Spencer's together. So I had to
Why were
find.
we even there?
Was I
We
there
were
for
there.
this?
Yeah.
White elephant
We
or
were.
something?
Yeah, it was for like a white
Yeah,
elephant.
actually.
We were going to like GameStop to like look at games, and
And Mark still worked there.
yeah. So that's why you were there.
Oh, did you come to my work break,
No,
or was
no,
I
no, no,
actually
no.
working?
No, I'm
You
pretty
were-
sure we were at a completely different mall.
We were at a completely different place from where you worked. You just tagged along
Oh.
just because you worked at GameStop. We're like, yeah, I want to see what it's like.
Okay, then.
Anywho, so or maybe it was cause.
See, I don't think I was there for this. I do not remember you buying these bumper stickers or
Oh
going to
no,
Spencer's.
no one remembers me buying this because while you guys were in there like buying games or looking at stuff, because the Spencer's was like right next door. I bounced
Okay,
out.
okay. If we're
went-
talking about Louisville Mall St. Matthews,
No,
the
we're talking about
GameStop and the
Jefferson.
Spencer's.
We're talking about the Jefferson.
Okay,
Mall.
I was for
Jamestown
sure
Mall.
not
Yeah.
there because I never went to Jefferson Mall like,
Okay.
ever. I worked at the Mall St. Matthews GameStop.
So yeah, I just bounced out.
So
of
if you had a time machine, go back, 5 years, and you can see Mark at work.
It's 2 years ago. 2 years
Really?
ago, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was my last day.
It doesn't seem like it.
And I did that on purpose because I did not want to show up the day after Christmas. It was the second
So you-
busiest day of the whole thing. And everything.
Returns.
Well, let's see. I've been at my current job for 2.5 years, and I quit
And where do you work?
6 months in. The Rawlings Group in LaGrange. If you want to come say hi, they'll kick you out before you get in the front door.
Ask for Mark, especially. He said it was okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I went. They were in GameStop. They were picking games. Without them noticing, I bounced out to Spencer's, bought a one bumper sticker that said "I masturbate," and one that said "I am a game porn star."
So accurate to your life.
Yes,
And whose did you put on whose?
I put I masturbate on Jared's car, but for some reason,
Why do you masturbate on Jared's car? I would do that in like my room.
for some reason, I couldn't get the magnet to work on your bumper.
Yes.
So instead of putting it on your bumper, I put it next to his gas.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put it
Which
somewhere.
was on the passenger side.
Yeah. So that he wouldn't see it.
Weird cars are.
Well, yeah. Anywho, literally the first time he drives it out, he
it's
needed
like the
gas.
next day I go to a gas station, half a mile at most from our
Yeah.
apartment. Walk
See-
around, see it, don't think it was like, oh, who the fuck did that? Rips it off and throws it away.
So I didn't get a whole lot of mileage out of that one. Andrews drove his to work, parked right next to the front door, and how many people? Because it was you parked outside like the warehouse and stuff.
There were hundreds of people that saw it.
Hundreds of people.
But do you know how I actually found the bumper sticker?
I don't remember.
Someone
One
showed you a
of
picture.
my
right?
coworkers showed me a picture on their phone that said, "Hey, some dumbass has this bumper sticker out on his car," and I say, "Oh, I'll be right back." And that's how I got a bumper sticker that says "I am a gay porn star."
At least it's accurate.
Yeah. So
Yeah, spit your drink out. Make it go through your nose.
It burns. It's bourbon.
that's probably the only prank I've ever pulled.
I doubt that.
Sitting at a 50% success rate.
I doubt that too.
Actually, no. He found
Yeah, I
out
was gonna
before he did
say.
anything. He
Literally, I pulled up and was like, I don't know who the hell would put this in my car. Just, I would have kept it if I knew it was hanging.
okay. One other prank I have pulled is on my sister. She has a grossly big fear of spiders, and when we were kids, we had like these realistic.
So does Jared.
Well, we had these realistic looking like spiders, and what I did is I hid
Toy spiders, realistic.
toy spiders.
Oh, you said, yeah, I have a realistic cat.
I said
It's a real
realistic
cat.
looking spiders, but yeah, they were toy spiders. They're pretty realistic looking. They're like sized up, so they're extra big. And I hid them in her room in varying levels of difficulty, so that she'd spend a couple of months just finding spiders in her room.
You're such a good brother.
Yeah.
So, some of my friends did something like that. Well, we had a couple friends, friends that are a couple, that on their wedding day, they had other people go and prepare their house for them, like get it cleaned up and everything, so that they wouldn't have to do anything like before they
On their wedding day?
Wait, is this
Is this
a couple I know?
whatever you want on your wedding? It's like, hey, can you go
Yes,
clean my house?
for some reason
It's
it
for the
happened. They were
bride.
dropping something
Yeah.
off.
My taxes are there too if you just want to whip those out.
Andrew, I'll clean your house on your wedding day if you want
Alright,
me to.
thank you.
Yeah, we'll clean it out,
What
alright?
they ended up doing is they took hundreds of little, like, foam sea creatures, like 2D foam cutouts, and just hid them all over the house. Hundreds of them, just like in air vents and like in the beds and everything. They were finding them till they moved out of that house.
That actually gave me a great idea for a prank. Because I don't know about
That
you
is a
guys.
prank.
Like, do you know, like, the seafoam ones where they get wet and then they
Yes.
expand?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
Expandable girlfriend? Yeah, I'm aware.
Every
Yeah, thanks.
every morning, like, I'll turn on my
Grow
shower
girlfriend.
without
Sorry,
looking,
that's the name of it. My bad.
without looking in it. If you took, I don't know, maybe several hundred of these, threw them in the back part of the shower, you just reach in, turn it on. By the time you open it up, half your shower is just these growing foam sea
They
creatures.
don't grow that big.
But if you have several hundred of them,
Then
But
how would they
how would you not
notice?
notice them
Yeah.
before you turn them?
because they start off like smaller
They
than a
really-
quarter,
Well,
No, they
yeah,
start
but-
up like a pill size.
Yeah.
which is smaller than a quarter.
Well, yeah, okay, you're right. But you
Alright,
would
so
still
you got
notice.
hundreds
These are like you're talking about centimeters at this point.
You have hundreds of things that are like yay big.
Your shower
back.
is what, 6.5, 7 feet long?
Mine's not.
Are you telling me every time you turn on the water, you
I
open it up
wish.
and go, oh, I look on both sides and
Yes,
It is
because
like
there's only
4.5.
one. My
No,
shower
you're
is-
tired in the morning.
My
You reach
shower
in, you turn
is-
on the water.
My shower is so small, I can see both sides when I step in.
I'm not saying when you step in. When you step in, that's when the prank happens. I'm saying you reach in and turn on the water. Do you turn on the water and step right into cold water?
No.
Exactly. You're not animals. You turn on, you let it warm up, and then you go in.
Okay. So how are you gonna deal? Because those things only expand when they're like submersion water. So isn't there like a surface area issue? Because not all of the hundreds that you're throwing in there are getting exposed to water.
I mean, I can see where he's coming from. It could work.
Exactly.
Yeah, as long
It
as
could
you-
work, and that's all I need.
All
faith.
you have to do is make sure that they open their shower curtain in the opposite way of where
Just
the
leave it
animals.
slightly open.
Right.
Like, you just go and open it a foot, 'cause that's all you need to see the lever. And,
Well, no,
really-
I'll actually, and I might be weird. I'll actually like open the whole thing all the way just to turn on the shower.
Yeah, you're
and get
weird.
water everywhere?
Yeah, you're weird.
Well,
Well, no, I close it back. I literally open it the whole way, turn on the
Are
shower.
you checking for something? You're like,
Close it back.
did you ever get me with the phone manual?
It's like
no,
another-
another day of safety.
one of those horror movies.
Yeah,
Suddenly
maybe-
there are sea
maybe-
creatures in my bathtub.
Making sure there's no murder.
Actually, my shower curtain, my shower rod fell on me in the shower like last month. It was like just completely unexpected. I had no
Oh, so
idea
that's
what was
what's
going
wrong with
on.
your face.
I almost
You know,
died.
most stories I can be like, I can see that. I cannot put myself in that situation where I'm showering and a shower curtain and the shower rod hits me.
It's so unexpected. Like I didn't touch the shower curtain or anything at that time. It just like slipped off of the wall and hit me in the forehead.
Do you live in Monster House?
I might.
Is it trying to kill you?
It could be.
Did I ever tell you? Okay, so how many people pee in the shower?
Well, okay. This
Okay,
always,
Hank, you raise your hand. We're on an
Damn it.
audio
yeah,
podcast.
this always
I will not
takes
pee in the
clar-
shower
I
because I have to
raise
clean.
my hand so no one would
See,
know.
this is where it always takes clarification, because, like, when you say you pee in the shower,
Yeah.
like, it's not like I wake up and like, man, I really gotta pee, and I save it for the shower.
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm showering and I'm like, I gotta go, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, well, I'm talking about because it's like when I shower, I always like I don't have to pee. I turn on the shower, I get the feeling like I gotta pee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm already here. I'll just go ahead and pee in the shower.
Yeah.
And everything. But my old roommate Stuart had
That's
this
gross.
game where it was a game of honor system amongst our friends. Of if you were taking a shower with your girlfriend, you had to pee on them without them knowing. And it was a game of how many times you could do this before their girlfriend noticed and everything. So it was an honor system amongst everyone. So it'd be like, oh, dude, I'm at 4 right now. I was like, God damn it, I'm at 2 right now and everything. And Stuart talked about he got to 4 and he tried his 5th attempt.
He was only at 4?
I think so. Stuart, if you're listening to this, correct me later. But he was at 4, and he went for the 5th. But it was after like a full night of like heavy drinking. So he wakes up the next morning, decides to take a shower, and his girlfriend decides to get in the shower, and he's like, "Oh man, I gotta increase my score right now." So he turns to pee on her,
As true
and he
players
goes,
do.
well, he goes, and it was the most yellow and smelliest pee he has like ever had in his life, to where there is no hiding it or anything. So of course he starts like, yeah, number 5, and then she's like, oh my God, what are you
For
doing?
those at home, Mark literally started swaying back and forth.
Yes. And he was like, oh shit, and had to tell her about the game. And he's like, yeah, you don't know about this, but I've already done it to you 4 times. She goes, no, you haven't. And he goes, yes, I have. And she goes, no, you haven't. He's like, but that's the point of the game. You don't know I've been doing this every single time we showered together since we started this game. And his girlfriend got pretty pissed, and soon afterwards they broke up. I don't know if it was for the same reasons or not, but
Excellent choice of words.
So, since we're talking about pee, I gotta know, because, like, sometimes
Why
I'll
are we
pee,
talking about pee?
and
Because
the
peeing in the
bathroom,
shower.
like, it'll smell like Cheerios. Does anyone else
No.
ever...
You should see a doctor.
It's not always. If it was always,
It's
yeah,
like the
probably.
time your pee was orange.
That's a completely different. But let's say I'm
See a doctor about your pee.
like
He did.
it happened. Like it sometimes smells like Cheerios.
Okay, no.
No,
My
no.
pee has never smelled like Cheerios.
Okay, when it happens next time,
I
I'll
don't know what
just
kind of
save it.
Cheerios you are eating.
Never. I don't
But-
eat Cheerios. I don't eat breakfast.
Say, sometimes my pee will smell like coffee when I've had a lot of coffee.
What kind of pee do you guys have?
Dude, I'll
Why do you
sample
guys
some and
smell
just
your
send it
pee?
to you.
I remember, I guess we're doing the gross part of the podcast. I remember when I was a little kid and the Incredible Hulk movie was coming out, and they came out with green chocolate syrup. So you have chocolate milk, but your milk would be green.
Do you remember the green ketchup from Burger King? For
No,
sure?
it's the hate ketchup.
Yes.
But to continue with my story and everything, it was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Green chocolate milk. I drink chocolate to this day. It's great. And
Oh yeah, because everyone here stops.
yeah. I mean, some people make fun of me for
I
it.
have
still.
chocolate milk every day.
But anyway, I remember like I went to go take a poop, and like being an 8-year-old, like I poop and I turn around, my poop is like pure green. There's no brown or anything. And I look at this like, what the hell's going on? I freak out and go run into my mom like, Mom, my poop is green. She looks at me like I'm confused, like, what? And it's like, am I dying? Like my poop is green. And my mom had to like go into the bathroom, look at my poop to verify that it was green. And for the next week, my mom had to figure out what was different in my diet to figure out why my poop was green, if something was actually wrong with me or not. And we learned it was the green chocolate syrup, whatever dye they had in it to make it green, turned my poop green.
See, I would see that as a plus. Because that's where, like, you know, if you poop at work, you just leave it in there. Because you know the reaction of the next person is worth so much more than anything else.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, you say no, it's not. I would look at that and be like, what the
Can you
hell?
imagine that email from HR to everyone? To whomever took the green shit and didn't flush, please see a doctor and flush next time. The green pooping bandit, if you do it over a week, just every day, it's got a ring.
You know, I seem to recall one time when we were out backpacking in the mountains, you calling me over to show me the giant shit that you took.
That was it was all one piece. It was amazing. I do not regret that for a
I
second.
have to admit, it was amazing.
It was
But
impressive.
Why did you have to show us all?
Because it was impressive.
See, I think that's just a teenage thing, because I remember back in the day when I was in grade school, my brother's 3.5 years older than
Hold
me.
on. It's a teenage thing, and you were in grade school.
No, okay, but my brother,
like
my
middle
brother,
school.
Back a little
no,
bit.
but see, my brother's 3.5 years older than me.
Okay.
So four grades above me, and I don't know why I was invited to a sleepover with his friends. So they were like 14, 13 at the time. I was like 9
Mom
or 10.
made you go.
And I remember specifically, I don't remember much about that night, but my brother's friend going to take a dump and comes and goes, "Oh my god, I took the biggest shit ever, and I refuse to flush it before everyone sees how big this shit is." And
You do not want to call that bluff.
And he
You're
forced-
really giving
and that's the
time.
thing. And I remember my brother's friend, his name was Curtis, goes in and goes, "Bullshit." And you hear him open the door and go, "Oh my god!" He's like, "It's sticking out of the water."
That's how you know you're a good one.
Yeah. And then of course we were both looking at each other like, well, now we have to see the shit. I've never seen one stick out of the water before. And we go in there and like, arguably, yes, it's the biggest shit I've ever seen personally in my life.
We'll
Was
fix
it a
that.
solid piece?
Hey,
Yes, it was one solid piece.
have you heard of
Those are the best too. It's just
the-
like you're done.
the world record for the longest poop?
17 feet.
What is Brad Pitt?
No. A girl on a bowling lane
Yep.
just did the whole thing. Just like
Yep.
walked
What?
down like
I did not hear
Squatting?
about this.
yeah. That
She did it on a bowling lane,
She, like-
so there would be witnesses.
The worst part was the return.
she ate fiber for days,
God.
but she plugged herself up to where she couldn't go, and then she got the world record just by waddling down a bowling lane, letting loose. It's probably
We
And
needed
the
to
name of
change
that,
So-
the name of
change
that lane
subjects.
was Spare Pins.
So I no longer want to talk about this. So I don't know if you guys saw this week, but breakdancing was the newest of proposed event to the Olympics.
No.
I don't believe you.
No, this is a real thing. You can go look on the internet. The most recent proposed Olympic event is breakdancing. So I thought I'd prepare a little game for us to play, where we're going to play, is this a failed proposal or a real Olympic event? So is everyone ready?
Okay.
I think this is failed.
We'll start off easy. American football. Failed proposal or real?
Failed proposal.
Failed
Failed
proposal.
proposal.
Okay, easy, yes, because it's American football.
Because gridiron's a better name for it.
Actually, there's a better name for it.
Well, yeah, that's not the,
They
that's not the
shouldn't-
game.
They probably shouldn't have picked the same name that was already in use by European football.
Well,
Hey,
We'll call
now
that
we're calling
soccer.
it European football instead of just football. I think we did our job.
yeah, we're one step at a time. Next time, over next century, maybe it's just called Europe.
Ooh,
And then ours is just football.
Yeah.
And we win. Okay, so next one. Race walking. Failed proposal or Olympic event?
It's an
That's
Olympic,
Olympic
event.
event.
Yeah.
do it. Olympic event.
Olympic event?
Speed walking. Yeah.
Yes. There
Yeah.
are three
I
different...
remember hearing about that.
There's the men's and women's 20-kilometer and the men's 50-kilometer.
Have you seen
This
the...
is a
Women
te-
can't do 50 kilometers.
This is a team event.
Oh, team
A
event.
team event.
This is a team. There is drafting. I looked up videos, and you see them like speed walking, but in like a line as if they were cycling.
Well, how do you not just run? Are there
The
rules
rules
against
is
like,
yeah.
you have to have, I think,
A
one
walking
heel one heel on the ground at all times.
I remember from my high heel shoe racing days, running count, like Hank said, 1 foot has to be on the ground at all times.
Did you ever find pictures of that?
No. For quick backstory, it's sophomore year of high school. I entered a high heel shoe race where we ran around a track and we had high heels on. And there's a picture of me in high heels.
Mark was the only guy.
No, there's definitely other guys there. It was based on your grade level in high school, and I was the anchor for the sophomore years, and I won the sophomore year for us. And there's a picture of me crossing the finish line in my high heels as the dude I'm racing gets is in mid-fall from tripping on his high heels.
And man,
It's
you look
somewhere
great
on the
doing it.
internet. I have not found it. If someone can find this, it's called the Mary Byron Shoe Race. Back in like 2010.
X.
I think it's 2010.
It's a bit
in
early for us
Louisville,
to be
Kentucky.
outsourcing our research, but
But have you seen the calves of the people who actually do the Olympic speed walking? They're huge.
yes, it's. I
Yeah,
mean,
cows
they're-
are pretty big.
they literally train by walking.
Yeah.
All right,
they're like
what is the next?
double.
Okay,
like,
so, yeah,
your
you gotta-
calves will be as big as my thigh.
You guys are batting 2 for 2. So, all right, the next one, trampoline.
That has to be a thing.
It's an Olympic event.
yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's a little bit.
It's
It is.
yeah.
And from the past 3 Olympics, or past 3 summer or winter, or summer Olympics, sorry, China's Dong Dong is the best in the world. Is a 3-time medalist.
Tennis what?
China's person Dong Dong, Dong.
So they're dong.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Dung Square.
Next one, dressage.
What?
Dressage.
Okay.
Failed Olympic
That
proposal.
can't be a thing.
Failed or
I-
Olympic event?
I don't know even what that is or what word you're trying to say. So
Which is why I
failed
picked it.
Olympic
Just trying to say
events.
al dente.
No.
It's failed.
No, this is an Olympic event. The
I-
first one you got wrong. It's a high-stepping, dance-like, horse riding event.
Well, are the horses stepping up?
Yes.
Yes,
No, the humans
Yeah, it's
on
like,
the
you know,
horses
like-
are stepping
you know
up.
how sometimes horses will like kind of
They
do
They
like
do that like trot. Yeah.
It's
But
like a
it's
trot,
a
but
little
it's
bit, like they take the
at a
legs
walking
higher.
pace.
Yeah, the horses do the high step.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So that you missed your first one. You're 3 for 4.
Oh, we didn't
Because
get
I
Alright.
don't
dressed.
think it's a thing.
Netball.
Yes.
That's a thing.
You know, I feel like there's a theme. I feel like all of these are a thing. So I'm just gonna say yes to everyone.
Okay, this is not. It was a failed proposal.
So it wasn't.
It's the only one that's like an actual sport.
Netball is. I didn't know this. It's 9v9 basketball essentially, but there's no backboard.
Yeah.
It's just a
You
hoop.
just throw it in the net. Yeah.
I've
Well,
heard
no,
of
it's
that.
it's like a basketball hoop. You're thinking of handball.
Oh,
Handball is different than netball.
yes.
Netball, like, literally you just have...
Wait, isn't handball like kickball, but you don't kick the ball?
No, handball
No.
is you have to throw the ball to your teammates in order to move.
Yeah,
And
and
then whoever gets it in the net.
When I played it
Yeah.
in high school, you can move 2 steps before.
See,
throwing.
we called it
Yes.
handball back in grade school.
Well, this is netball. This is different completely.
Right, but we were banned from kicking the kickballs because they might break. So we had to hit them with our hands.
You were banned from kicking a kickball.
Yes.
The purpose of the ball was to kick it, and you were banned from doing the purpose
Right.
of said ball.
Because the ball might pop. So we had to hit it with our hand, and therefore it became handball.
So you guys missed the past 2.
Wait, I thought we got the lesson right.
No, it's
No.
not.
It's not a
Yes,
proposal.
there was a
Netball-
failed proposal.
You said it
You
was
said it was an
You
Olympic
said it was
event.
an event. We
I
said
thought that this whole game was it at one point proposed to be an event?
No. Is it an Olympic event or a failed proposal?
Is it an actual thing?
So is it an Olympic event or not?
Oh, I thought was this Olympic event, or is this something you just made up that they fake proposed?
All of these things on
that
the
makes
list
things
are
so
real.
much more sense.
Okay.
Oh,
Mark's
okay.
been playing it.
Yes.
He's been so
Mark's
confused.
playing his own game and he's doing
like,
great.
Yeah.
I was like, we got the last one right. It was a proposal.
Yeah,
that
all
didn't
of these
go
things
through.
are real.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
of them exist. You didn't make any of them up.
All right, the next one is called bowls.
Bowls.
Yes.
Bowls.
I know
That's a-
bowling is a thing.
That's a failed
That's a
proposal.
We've
fail.
already covered bowling
That's a
twice
failed
in
Failed
this.
proposal or Olympic event?
Bowls
Yes.
is Olympic event because otherwise I don't know why it's in here.
All right,
Failed
you two
proposal.
are right. This
Damn
is
it.
actually like a yard game. It's where you have like one white ball, you throw it out, and then usually it's a team of red and a team of blue.
It's
You-
bocce ball.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly
it's
what I
bocce-
mean.
it's bocce ball.
Bocce
Yes.
ball.
Yes, but the official name is bowls.
Really?
No, it's
Like they
bocce
have,
ball.
no,
It's
they
bocce
have
ball.
the bowls national or world championship.
Yeah, but it's bocce ball.
You know what else is a game in the yard? Yard darts.
You know what else is a game in the yard?
You know what else
Billy
is a-
golf.
Yep.
You know what else is a game in the yard? Cornhole.
No, you remember?
You know what else is a failed Olympic event? Yard dirt.
You take
It wasn't
a
proposed.
big
That one.
heavy metal dart and throw it straight up into the air.
And it's called javelin toss.
It's called
And
spud.
it comes down.
That
to
is an
land on the
Olympic
target.
event.
It-
I'm good at that.
super dangerous, great for kids.
All right. Next we have eventing.
Eventing?
Eventing.
Like
Is this when you just
inventing?
vent to people all day long?
Eventing. There's an E in front of it.
Yeah, but the E is silent. So it's
You
just venting.
you pick whichever Olympic event you want to do, and they see if you can do that
Dude.
one better than anyone else.
Dude, they
that's
wouldn't
there.
let me in. I swear to God, I'm great at skiing.
It's an event.
An event.
It's a failed proposal.
Failed proposal.
Oh, man, I was hoping. It's a failed proposal.
Failed proposal. Andrew is right.
Yes!
It's an event.
We're back to
It's
time.
it's a triathlon of all things of horse dressage, horse cross country, and horse show jumping.
No one cares
There's a
about
lot of
horses. It's the Olympics. We care about humans.
All right. Next one. Handball. Yeah, full circle. Handball. Olympic event or failed proposal?
Handball is an Olympic
I
event.
feel like it's a little
it has to be.
Yes.
It is an Olympic event, and
I
it's
knew that
actually
one.
of all Olympic sports, summer or winter, it's the most balanced.
Mhm.
It's been for 13 Olympics. 18 different nations have medaled, but no one nation has more than 4 medals. It's the most balanced of any Olympic event.
Really?
Is
Is this which handball is this? Is this
The
This- you
literally
have
how
a-
everyone else
Yeah.
but you plays
okay,
handball.
so
Okay.
handball is
It's
usually
called baseball. in
5v5
America.
or 7v7. You have a goalie and a soccer net, and essentially, if you have the ball, you can't move, or in some cases, you get 1 or 2 steps.
I think at the highest levels they don't let you move.
I think you're right. I believe it's 7-on-7, and like there's the 3-point arc, and you're not allowed to go inside the 3-point arc.
Okay.
Uh,
So it's a combination of a bunch of different games, and you just can't.
Yeah,
move
well,
while
it's
you're
like
on.
you can shoot it like a basketball or score a goal like soccer.
It's literally the most basic idea behind a game in the world. Is hey, take this ball, throw it in there,
yeah,
and we're gonna try to stop you.
exactly.
Just think El Dorado.
All right, so sticking with the ball theme, the next one, floorball.
Failed proposal.
Yeah,
I'll be different and say it's a real thing.
It is a failed. I mean, these are all real things.
Yeah. So I was right.
But this is a failed proposal. So floorball is hockey without skates.
Yeah,
But it's not called floor hockey.
I was
It's
say-
just called floorball.
No, isn't it called something else?
Do they still use hockey sticks? Or do
Yeah,
they
they
Yes.
use
like,
hockey sticks.
do they use like floorball sticks?
No, they use hockey sticks.
And Jared, floor hockey is on roller skates. They're not on skates for floorball.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying most people would
I
call
feel like
it.
we played that
floor
in gym
hockey.
class.
Well, yeah,
we
but
did.
like
At St. Mary's we
that's
did.
why they don't
Yeah,
call it floor
we
hockey
did.
because they're not on skates.
Yeah.
They're just running, so they just call it floorball.
All right. Another backyard one here. Badminton.
Yes.
Yeah, it's-
Failed proposal.
Actual
Actual
event.
event.
Yeah,
Actual event.
yeah.
Yes. Your fun fact here is China holds 40% of the total medals awarded in badminton.
Oh yeah, China was
These
good.
facts are supposed to be fun.
Yeah, that one was pretty fun. Name another sport where one country dominates outside of like basketball.
Dang it.
Guys, I'm gonna say basketball with the one I was gonna
Yeah,
do.
where one country dominates. Because this isn't like they get. Because think about this. At most, so this is them winning the gold in like men's
Well-
and women.
Could you argue like snowboarding with Shaun White?
No, because he's not a country.
But this
well,
is
the
also
U.S. The
that's
U.S.
one person
wins
also.
every snowboarding, not every snowboarding, but the men's snowboarding event in every Winter Olympics for the past like
It's like
three,
Michael Phelps
three
with
times.
swimming for
Right?
forever.
He won gold 3 times. ago?
But this is across all, but
I
like
don't-
that would be including all swimming events. This is badminton, singles, doubles, mixed.
Oh, okay, all types of that.
Yes, and so this is not them not only winning like one medal a year. This is them winning more often than not 2 medals.
Okay.
Let's see our next one.
But yeah, China would be very good about swatting around a little thing in the air.
It's called a birdie.
It's called a birdie.
I know, but I was rephrasing it to make
He's
it.
talking about
Flying
the tiny
disc.
penises.
Yep.
Flying disc.
Yes.
Failed proposal. Olympic event.
That sounds like for
Olympic
It
event.
is an Olympic event.
yeah. I'm gonna say it's an Olympic event.
It is not. It is a failed proposal. It is the official name of ultimate frisbee.
Yeah.
No, the official name of Ultimate Frisbee is Ultimate Frisbee.
Only in the U.S.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah, we don't care about other places.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Hence why there's American football.
All right. Your next one.
Why we called the winner of the baseball, like our baseball, the winner of our baseball tournament is the World Series, best in the world, because America's the only one who counts.
I mean, there's
You-
the
you
World
know,
Baseball Classic.
I think the
Nope.
rest of the universe needs to really step up their game for the Miss Universe competition.
I think the rest.
I
of
feel like the Earth wins it every year.
yeah.
It just seems to be that way.
So next is the canoe
I
salon.
really wanted the next one to be
Salon.
like a beauty pageant.
Canoe salon.
May I ask how many of these do you have?
This is the 4th last one.
This is a lot more than I was expecting.
I did some research.
Let it go to waste.
I'll say it failed.
I'll
I'm
say
gonna say
failed.
failed.
This is a real event, and I really am going to look for it the
It's
next
canoeing.
summer. It's extreme canoeing, and this is the
What? Do
official.
you get like no paddles?
No, this is
It's rowing, but with just your hands.
no, this is the official description. Extreme canoeing of dodging rapids and hitting checkpoints.
So
This is just like
it's just canoeing, but the fun way.
No, this is just like that time that Hank got stuck on Ryan's lake in the rowboat.
No.
Because he
like
didn't
that.
know how to row.
It's not that I didn't know how to row. It's that I was bad at rowing.
It's not that he did.
I am stronger. I'm stronger on my right side than the left side.
Wonder
for
why
some
that
reason.
is.
All right, next one, BMX.
Yes.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
But is it an Olympic
Oh wait,
event?
it's an X Games thing.
It's an Olympic event.
It's an Olympic event.
I
They have the
I-
X Games and the Olympics for BMX.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You can make your own
I'm gonna
choice.
go no. It's not an Olympic.
Okay,
event.
it is.
Damn it.
I just love the
Did not
official.
learn from the extreme goofy movie. Come on.
My favorite was.
This is a good movie.
It has
You
one of
know
the shorter descriptions.
You
It's
ride a
bicycle
bike?
racing on challenging courses.
Yeah.
Well, that's about
Well, it's not just a
All right.
straight line.
Probably my favorite on this list. Orienteering.
What?
Failed proposal or Olympic event?
It's too ridiculous to not be a failed proposal. So Olympic event.
What did you even say?
Orienteering.
I have no idea.
Or-
I want this to be a thing, so I'm going to say it is.
I'm gonna say failed proposal.
All right, Hank is right.
Mark is right.
However, he said it was a real thing.
I said it's a real thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which technically I'm not wrong.
However, this is also a current proposal, but it's finding your way with map, compass, and your wits.
That, I would actually, like...
I would watch this!
If it was pre-recorded, I would watch it.
Wait. They have The Amazing Race. That's the same thing, right?
No.
No. We're just going to cut you off. No. Tug of war.
I like... Oh, yeah, that's an Olympic event.
That's Olympic. Yeah.
It has not been an Olympic event since 1920.
So it
That
was
is
an Olympic
cheating.
event, though.
But they
You said failed proposal.
But they proposed it again in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
So, but
and
I don't
shot
count-
down every time.
But we were right, though.
Yeah, we were
Failed
right.
proposal.
No,
It
because
was an
it was an event.
It was an event.
It was both.
But
But it is
Arguably
not a
both.
current Olympic event.
But that's not how you
You didn't
phrased
say
this at
that.
the
You just said it
beginning.
had to be an Olympic event.
Yeah,
I'm right because it's a failed proposal.
because it's like, isn't it?
It
wrestling?
was an Olympic event, though.
But isn't
well,
it?
okay, wait.
I was handball,
So
but not tug of war.
Well, I think like wrestling. Like wrestling's not an Olympic event anymore, right?
It's
but it
still an
used to
Olympic
be.
event, yeah.
I thought they get rid of
Boxing?
it.
so
They get rid of it. It's just... Or was it boxing they got rid of?
I think it's boxing.
I thought they got rid of wrestling. So like you can argue like it used to be an Olympic event, but now it is not a. It's now a failed proposal, I guess. I really
Yes.
don't know. So I feel like that's in the same vein of like it's both. It's a failed proposal and an Olympic event.
well, it's kind of one of those things of it is until it's something else. Pluto was a planet until it was made a dwarf planet. It was an Olympic event, so there's two
Pluto is still a
classifications.
planet.
You can be
Thank
two
you very
different
much.
things at the same time.
You
I
can't be a
I
failed
disagree
proposal
with
and
you.
this is a mutually exclusive list.
But it's not. Though.
But I also feel like you never gave the thing at the like it had to be a current Olympic event.
Yeah.
You just said it was an Olympic event.
Yeah, it's an Olympic event or failed proposal.
I'm just
It's
It
saying,
can be both.
just saying, one of us tried to do a little work to make this a better podcast. Seems like you're just shitting on that.
I remember. I was back in the Boy Scouts, and we one time held a knife Olympics.
Oh,
Led
that's how it
by
goes.
our crazy scoutmaster, who he heard the words "knife Olympics," and then he just pulled out 16 knives that he was just carrying on his person, and we found out he carried the 16 knives every day, all the time.
for the knife Olympics.
Yeah, you're a Boy Scout. You gotta be prepared
He was incredibly prepared. Why? I don't know why you needed 16 knives.
because you need your backup knife and your backup knife
Yeah.
and your backup knife.
And then
And
a
you
throwing
keep
knife.
going until 16
And then a
knives.
backup throwing
They
knife.
didn't like him when he went through the airport. He still snuck one through, but they took away most of them.
Did I ever tell you? So my friend told me about this. I'm a computer engineering major, and at one point it was in our network security class. I don't know how we got in a conversation, but it was about the conversation about the TSA, and he talked about one time he went through the airport, and he got caught with a knife on him because he totally forgot he had a knife in his bag, and they were just like, "Oh, fill out this form, and we'll just mail the knife for free to this address." I look at him like, dude, this is a perfect opportunity to start a knife company, and we give free shipping to any place we go. So like, imagine just feeling like you have 40 knives in your backpack, and you just go through TSA, and it's like, obviously you can't bring all these knives on your backpack. So fill out these forms. It's like, all right, I need 40 different forms for 40 different addresses I'm going to send all these knives to.
Don't you need a
have to-
boarding pass?
Yeah,
to
you
get
have
to TSA.
buy a ticket to get
So
to
it's
the
like,
TSA.
yes.
That's
Yes.
why you take knives off the plane in bulk.
But you got to think though, how much is a plane ticket, and then how much is shipping for like a knife? I don't really know, to be honest.
I'm willing to bet a plane ticket's a little bit more than
Right,
shipping
but
for
if
a
you
knife.
can get one plane ticket for 80 to 100 knives, you're saving $1 a knife,
Yeah.
maybe. Then that's $80, and if you can get a cheap ticket at like $50, then you're saving $30.
You
right
can
there.
take a red eye to somewhere in the morning,
Why
like
don't
at
you
2 in
just
the
put
morning.
the return their address as a return address, write really large return to sender, and put it back in your
'Cause
mailbox?
that's illegal.
So is that.
taking a bunch of things off the
We're
plate.
talking about hypotheticals. Legality's out the window.
It's not like we're defacing currency or anything like that. Like we mentioned before.
Again, legally speaking, on the record, these are not any crimes or actions that have been perpetrated or supported by any member of this podcast.
Hank's our lawyer friend.
Hank,
He can
allegedly.
shut up right now.
Allegedly, it's
Hey,
not.
you have to realize we're big time. We have people coming in from out of state just to do this podcast.
This is true.
Yeah.
Andrew, our guest star, one of our guest stars today, Andrew, came all the way from out of state just to do this recording.
Argue that, Hank. Check my license. It's a different state.
No, I'm not gonna argue it because the rules prohibit me.
What rules?
The bartender.
Yep.
The bartender is always right. If bartender is wrong, see rule number 1.
Although no, the lawyer that I did meet with, depending on which side of a case you are, you guys engineers are either a godsend or complete bastards.
What are you talking about? I work in IT. It's not my job.
Why
Okay.
can't we be both?
You're you're either a godsend or a complete bastard, depending on what side you are. So, little known fact, for negligence, like one of the things they look at is whether or not something happening is foreseeable.
Oh.
So, like one of the cases he talked about is, you guys know that when it used to be when you push the window button, the window went up.
Okay.
So, people started bringing lawsuits. They were like, no, this is negligent. They got to fix this because it's pushing the window up and could cause like little kids to choke themselves.
Why are the little kids in the window?
They're little kids. They stick their heads
Okay,
out the
go
window.
ahead.
You just kind of put your hand, and it's like one of the things they have to prove is like, well, could we actually see this harm occurring? And that's where you engineers are bastards, because you guys will go on testimony on trial. It's like, yeah, no, we explicitly told them that that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we explicitly said, no, that's a thing. Also, you could have done it this way, and we could even give you the numbers that say it only costs you like $1 more per car to do it this way. So we actually told you this could happen and what you could do to fix it. So
Well, why didn't you listen to us in the first place?
Yeah.
For all of the listeners, I am an engineer. The not computer
The
kind.
reason why
I
is
feel
$1
like our
per
listeners
car.
Can do like some context clues
I-
on some of this.
They could.
The reason
I'm a
why
nerd.
and the reason why is $1 per car
This
is
is
still $1
engineer
million.
like you.
Yeah.
If you make 1 million cars.
If you make 1 million cars, which they have to for
I mean,
every car.
I do make cars. That's
Yeah.
like my entire job is
Right.
what I'm doing.
so
So,
it's $1 million, not just $1.
see,
And then they got to balance how probable they are gonna get sued to that. So if they're like, we get sued, it'll only be for like $1,000. They'll be like, yeah, we'll save ourselves $1 million.
I feel like that's what an
$999,000.
Figure out how much they're going to get sued for.
Yes,
So it's the
actuaries figure out how much
and
they're gonna
the
get sued
engineers.
for. So they love actuaries. Actuaries are great because they determine how much you're gonna get sued for. Engineers are bastards because it's after you get sued. They're like, we told you this was gonna happen.
Well, we did.
So
It's a-
generically, people like your fiance but hate you.
Yes. No, sorry. Generally, lawyers like your fiance and hate you.
I'll take it.
Fun fact: Andrew's
She-
fiance is an actuary.
Yeah, and she'll make more money than me, so it's all right.
So I learned a fun fact the other day. There's apparently space law. I did not know this
There
was a
is.
thing.
There is, yeah.
But
I didn't know about
do you
this.
know what about the World Heritage list is?
Mhm.
So it's basically sites like Stonehenge. If you actually go visit Stonehenge, you physically cannot actually be at Stonehenge. Like you cannot be next to the stones on Stonehenge.
Mhm.
So because they don't want you to knock it over or do something bad to Stonehenge. The footprints on the moon, plus the flag and the original lunar lander, are not covered under that right now. So basically, the first people say we colonize the moon one day. Right now, under our legal stuff, can cut out the footprint of Neil Armstrong or grab the flag or whatever and sell it. It is not legally protected by any law currently.
You're thinking too small. What I'm thinking is they know where the first footprint is. You go up behind it, your handprints on either side, and write Jared
Yeah.
underneath it. Because you know as soon as that happens, like, well, now it's a World Heritage Site.
Yeah.
We gotta protect it. But guess who is inside that bubble?
Yeah.
My handprints.
Well, good, because there's
My mind went to a completely different place, actually. My mind went to, alright, well, you know, like, space has probably turned the American flag white now, right?
yeah.
So why don't I just buy a bunch of white flags? Be like, this is the actual flag that was in space. Look, it's white.
Yeah, but like I just didn't think about that.
Brazilians.
Because there was the argument.
Exactly.
Because someone made the argument of like, what if two people go to the moon and colonize the moon? Well, one of them can easily go there, take all that shit, and be like, it's mine now, and everything. And you know, at least like the world, like humanity, we would want to preserve that stuff. And being like, yeah, I'll sell this to you for $1 billion or $1 billion moon dollars at that point.
Or one Montana.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's one thing I saw because someone was trying to argue, like, because the United States still claims they left the moon buggy there. They have no way to get it back. They still claim that as their property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go there, you're technically in space, which is extended international water.
Yeah.
So you could just...
Is the moon?
Moon's
Moon
not
isn't water.
legally owned by any nation.
But
Well,
it's-
that's what I was trying to think. Is there treaties that specifically say the moon is not owned?
I
Or
thought
just
so.
that space
I
is
thought
owned?
there was one specific treaty that was just like no nation can like name like claim to the moon. I thought.
Well,
I
the
mean,
only-
If
the
you
only
happen to
reason-
know, go ahead and drop the answer in the comments section.
Well, no. The only reason I ask is because, like, legally speaking, it like international waters and stuff. No one owns anything on the sea. If you were to discover a new island as a citizen of the United States, that means the U.S. owns that island.
I could renounce my citizenship.
You could.
They just
And Jaredopoulos would rise from the sea.
Well, no. A little bit of I think it's interesting. A little bit of property information for you. All of the property you only own because the government lets you.
Yeah,
She says no.
If you own property, do you own it to the center of the earth?
No.
Why not? How far down?
About 2 miles.
Why only 2 miles?
Because that's what the law says. They changed the law so that it would only be 2 miles. Because it used to be you used to own all the property down to the center of the earth. And they're like, oh, that's too far. So they gave you a limit.
That's too far.
See, they need that room for when they need to restart the rotation of the Earth, and that got to go to the core of the center of the Earth.
Yeah.
They got to make sure they're not bumping into anyone's.
When's this
soon
going
as-
to happen, right? When?
I just want to share this mental image I have of restarting the rotation of the Earth. I imagine, like, think of, like, an arrival where they fence off this huge, like, 2-mile area. There's military and scientists all over, hazmat suits, and in the middle, there's this pull cord. And a line of guys going up. All right, come on, don't flood it. And just pulling like they're trying to start a lawnmower. And once you're covered in sweat, they're like, all right, next. And the guy gets up, hits the primer a couple times, like, come on, don't flood on me.
I had a mailman help me start a mower once. I was like 9 or 10, and like the mower was like taller than me, and it was one of the first times I was mowing, and we had this really old, terrible lawnmower, and it was you had to like hold like 3 different things all at once, like you're constantly pumping the primer, and
You're gonna flood
pull
it
the
that
ripcord.
way.
Right, but it was the only way you could actually get the engine started. It was something really old and terrible, and
Well, it's kind of like starting a chainsaw. It's not gonna start until you start talking to it. It's just a law of nature. Is that like you can sit there and pull for an hour? So you're like, all right, come on. All right, this is the time. As soon as you start talking to it, it'll start right up.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm just saying, if you ever try to start,
It's a fact of life.
I have not tried that. But going back to Mark's point about restarting the Earth, I was thinking more along the lines of the Futurama episode with all the cats and the yarn. Do you all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. They are harnessing the rotation of the Earth to. And speaking of, we've got the cat Tabigail Adams over here just doing her own cat things.
You know, I was trying
Attacking a
to
chair.
get a video of her being cute and attacking like the bag, and then as soon as I start the video, of course now you do it. Of course. Goddamn cat.
I think we should all just
she's
take
mad
like
that you've been sleeping on the couch.
take like a minute, just get real quiet, and then she'll do it.
That's really great for
Oh.
podcasts.
I know. Isn't it?
Yeah, this
I-
video
it's
podcast that we're
sarcastic.
not recording whatsoever. Let's sit in silence for a minute and watch the cat.
I think the cat is watching us is the bigger issue.
No, she's playing with the bag.
And also, if you're on YouTube, you know, of course, we'd love to do this. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. It actually helps us out quite a bit in getting more exposure. Because the more, we didn't know this until recently, like, the more that you get that, because YouTube's whole platform, they want to keep you on. So, like, if you're subscribed and like the stuff, it's more likely to ping you to other videos.
Yeah.
And so it helps ours, because obviously if more people are going from your video to others, it connects us in better ways where we then are discovered in more ways.
Yeah.
Have you explained to the listeners where the misdirection and intimidatingly funny came from?
Yes and no?
For the misdirection, you can get a somewhat jumbled version of it in our pilot episode, episode 0.
So the real name of the group is Camp Magic. But people misunderstand misdirection because that was the name of the show we did. And so basically Journal Gist is from the first podcast, well, the episode 0, was that me and Jared did a magic act. But our name together was Camp Magic. The show we performed was Misdirection. It was all about misdirection. But then everyone assumed that was our act name, like that was our name together. So just Misdirection.
Well,
and so we just kind of rolled with it and never corrected anyone.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, we're Misdirection together.
I never actually saw like the performance, but from what you guys have told me, is like one of your code words, if one of the tricks went wrong, is you guys would say misdirection.
Yes.
And so much stuff went
And
wrong.
I said it probably
17? I think I've heard like 17
dozen and a
times.
half,
Yeah.
2 dozen times.
Yeah.
And because that was the code word of like, hey, if you have any like idea of how to like, it wasn't that things were going wrong necessarily. It's that,
Well, it was like you needed like a cover.
yes, or we just
was-
needed time to prepare a trick. Like I was doing a lot of hand misdirection of switching decks back and forth, and so needing someone else, needing someone to talk. That's when we would throw that out there.
Yeah,
Wasn't always picked up on, and sometimes we just kept saying misdirection.
Misdirection was the symbol for the saying for clowns at the circus.
Sure.
What?
So
You guys don't know what clowns do at the circus?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
take the attention.
Yeah,
Well,
whenever
yeah, so-
they're like transitioning between acts,
Yeah, that
or
is
if
what
something's
they-
going wrong,
Oh, I see. What
the
you're
clowns
Yeah.
come out.
saying. Yes.
Yeah.
But
And so
the story for Intimidatingly Funny was that we were at For a Champ.
this was
This is
a year
fake
later.
story.
Was it? I thought it was the same year as Misdirection.
I thought it was the next year.
No, I think it's the
I
same
think it was
year.
It was the
Misdirection.
next year.
Well, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we were sitting at the lunch table
Yeah.
with a girl named Amber.
I want
sitting across from us.
to interject. This is a fake story, and I do not believe it.
You just because you not met Amber does not mean it's not a fake story.
Okay, so the story is we're sitting at the lunch table. It's me, Mark, and I on one side, and Amber sitting across. And we eat probably 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
And the entire time, we're going back and forth with our banter, having a lot of fun, entertaining the people around us. And Amber sitting across from us doesn't say a word the entire time. And so afterwards, we throw away our food or anything left over, put our trays up. And finally, I think Mark asked her, why aren't you you can talk to us and whatnot. You don't have to just be quiet. Do you want to tell him what she said?
Well, she just looked at it and
I wonder
goes, well, she looked at us and was like, yeah, well, I don't want to talk because you guys are just so intimidatingly funny. And I remember looking at Jared, and I look at myself, and I'm like, I'm a tall, lanky, white guy. And Jared's like a shorter, rounder, white
I
guy.
wouldn't say shorter.
I would
We-
say shorter.
We are not exactly looking at us, not the most intimidating.
Average height.
No stars.
Well, okay,
No.
So she just says this by you guys just intimidate me, and so that's when I look at Jared, I look at myself, and I'm like, we are not intimidating at all.
No scars.
Easy
Very
to walk
little-
up to and talk
Very
to.
little
Yeah.
facial hair. Non-muscular at all. Doesn't have crazy eyes.
Hank, stop describing yourself.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, you guys intimidate me. We're like, how in the hell are we intimidated?
Yeah, neither one of us are particularly scary in any way.
And she's like, well, no, you guys are like intimidatingly funny. And then we just look at each other
We
again.
make eye contact. We're like,
And she's like, well, like when I'm around you two, I just don't want to say anything.
I just want to sit there and listen to hear what comes out of your mouth. Because
Yeah.
I know it's better than what I could come up with.
And then, of course, our ego level's already at like an 8.
Yeah.
It immediately rises to a 10.
You think your ego levels are only at an 8?
Hank, come on, we're modest.
Yes.
We only named a podcast after ourselves and the name of the YouTube
Whoa.
channel.
Amber named the podcast
Yes.
after ourselves.
Sorry.
Give credit where credit is
Yes.
due. And so, of course, we tell that story, I don't know, maybe
Nobody
as often
believes it.
as possible. Because
And no one believes us.
Well, yeah, because they couldn't remember the name of the person who said it.
the name of a girl who's 4
4 years
or 5,
younger than us.
4 or 5 years younger than us.
The point, they couldn't remember her name, so they were looking around the room.
Well, it was like Amber.
And it was like a cartoon kind of thing where they just picked something that was around the room. And so that's why to this day I don't believe it was actually said.
Well, maybe we can get her on the podcast at some point and she can tell the story from her own point of view.
Well, we
Awesome.
joked about if we go to 4-H camp this year, we're going to have the podcast at the 4-H camp, and we have to have Amber on the podcast with us. Just because they'd be like, you named this podcast. All right, so what were we talking about?
Well, I was just saying that I want to thank our sponsor for this episode, misdirection.us. Check out our website sponsoring this podcast, mixedirection.us, with a store coming soon.
Are we actually ever going to have a store?
Well, it depends. Is someone going to program a store?
Well, it depends.
Is someone going to make merchandise for
Yeah.
the store?
I'm just saying.
I might be able to.
We do have a shirt.
I know you have a shirt.
We have a flag.
We
I
have a
know about
logo.
flag.
We have a logo.
We
and
have
we
a
can
rocking
point to the
chair.
shirt. Yeah, we have a rocking chair.
Now you
It's
just
not
need
on sale.
to
We looked.
monetize it.
No, we looked into wristbands. They get misdirection wristbands.
Yeah, you
at the
looked into
local
wristbands.
one.
I already looked into shirts, water bottles, pencils.
I'm saying I'm
pens.
100% up for shirts.
I
like,
would
with a new
take
logo.
like 10 of them.
Have you guys
if
seen
you
our
pay
new
me
logo?
I have. It's a
Have you
pretty
seen
nice
our new
logo.
logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Did
I
you
would-
check out? I mean, if it's on the website,
Yeah, it's on the
like
website.
Because that logo is pretty nice logo. And I would actually try to like pawn like a shirt that had that logo on.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if we make new shirts, I want that logo on it.
And since
It has
this is
to be-
our first official podcast, I want to give a shout
It
out
has to
to
be-
Jessica, former coworker of mine, who was the one to design that logo.
Yes.
Check that out on our website.
Or just our picture on YouTube.
Yeah, picture
The
on
profile
YouTube. It's going to be up on our Twitter. If you want the latest, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, because we comment on Twitter so often.
What are you talking
You
about? I've
don't
sent out
have a
several
Twitter.
tweets. Yeah, I've sent out several tweets on the Misdirection
Wait,
official.
really?
Yes,
You have never told me this. I just knew you made it.
because I'm in charge of social media.
Once again, I'm in charge of just
Why are
editing
you in
this
charge
shit.
of
Because he-
social media?
Because he's in charge of editing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what we talk about? It's like we're kind of co-directors.
Yeah.
We are co-producers. I'm the only editor. He's the only social media.
So he can do whatever he wants with the podcast. I just might not, do anything with it.
yeah. I might be like,
You can
dude.
tell
Checks and
everybody.
balances, Hank. This is America.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I might edit it out to Jared. You don't hear him this whole podcast. But then he might never tell anyone about the podcast.
I do just want to point out, you picked the wrong person to be in charge of your social media.
Yeah.
This is a person who I have written proof
Okay.
of the reason he doesn't have a Twitter is that he has to say his stupid shit out loud.
Mark,
Hank,
I
Hank,
think
we are looking for an intern. If you want to take over for us, buddy.
I think
If-
what you should do is just edit everything out except what Hank is saying.
Yes.
They're
Because
just-
Okay.
remember, you can't edit when you're not allowed to edit me out at all.
No, see, I'll edit you out to your own podcast, so you don't get any of the content. It's just Hank talking the whole
But
time.
we're going to monetize your podcast.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're allowed to monetize anything I say, but you can't
But
edit it at all.
We
said
have
it.
verbal proof. So, in a legal sense, if this
That is-
ever comes up in the future,
Unfortunately, my legal training has given me enough to say that that is actually a legally binding statement.
Well, Hank, all I'm saying is
It's
that
recorded.
if you're interested in being an intern for Misdirection LLC,
we are
Okay.
not doing a paid internship.
yes, we pay an exposure.
Yeah.
Send your resume to misdirection.llc@gmail.com. Again, that is misdirection.llc@gmail.com. Send your resume after the beep.
I don't think you're an LLC yet, are you?
Are you trying to do
The paperwork
voicemail
is
thing?
in.
Okay, so
For
we
real.
made a joke the last podcast, but I don't think you guys got this far. Of like, yeah, we're trying to end the podcast. Let's just have someone just randomly go beep, like a voicemail ending and everything. So I think that was Jared trying to end the podcast right there, but just being like, all right, leave a comment at the
Actually, that would be a great way to start the next
Beep.
podcast of like, hey, this is the Misdirection podcast. Do the rest of it, and then at the end, just beep.
Leave a message. Beep. That is actually pretty good.
Well, that's how it ends. It ends with Jared going beep, and then me like weirdly laughing at the
Well,
end.
there was also the thing that he said when I was giving out our email in the pilot. He's like, it sounded like you were just leaving a voicemail.
Yeah.
It's just like you're pacing and the
Well, he's like misdirection dot LLC.com.
no.
I'm like, are you trying to give out a voicemail right now? Like,
That wasn't even what I said. That's not a real thing. Don't
you know
send
what?
anything
Play
there.
back.
Go for it.
Misdirection.llc.com. That's not even a real website.
It is a real website. I've been there.
It's misdirection.us is our website.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I tried it. I
I-
followed the link
I-
that you sent me.
Yes.
I admit I did say it wrong.
Yes. And the
Wow.
email is
And you know what?
misdirection.llc@gmail.com.
And you know what? It's gone. They have no proof.
We're gonna get comments. What are they talking about at the end? Remember, if you liked what you heard here today, go ahead and follow us on Twitter for the latest up-to-date news. And go ahead and do us a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Help us out a lot. And also, that means as soon as our videos are uploaded, you get to listen for anybody else.
And then does anyone want to do the voicemail beep? I'll decide whichever one's best
Yeah,
later.
Turn it off.
Are you gonna say whichever